Theo and I were the perfect couple, or so everyone thought. We had the dream house, the matching cars, and a love story that seemed straight out of a movie. We'd been married for 10 years, and from the outside, everything was rosy. But lately, a chill had settled between us. Theo was distant, always on his phone, and his late nights at the office were becoming a little too frequent. I tried to ignore the gnawing feeling in my gut, telling myself I was being paranoid. After all, this was Theo, my Theo, the man who promised to love me forever. One evening, he came home with a bouquet of my favorite lilies. He was smiling, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Marina, honey," he said, his voice a little too smooth. "Well, I've been thinking, we need to spice things up. Remember how we used to travel all the time before we got so busy? I've booked a surprise trip for us, a second honeymoon." He presented me with 2 tickets to Paris. Paris, the city of love. My heart fluttered for a moment, hope pushing aside the doubt. Maybe this was exactly what we needed. But the surprise had a catch. "The thing is," he continued, "I have this huge, unavoidable work conference in another city the same week. It's a massive opportunity for the company, and my boss is insisting I go. I've tried everything to get out of it, but it's impossible." He looked so genuinely disappointed. He suggested I go to Paris with my best friend Chloe instead. "You deserve a break, my love. Go, have fun, shop, see the sights. I'll make it up to you, I promise." It sounded so reasonable, so thoughtful. He was sacrificing his trip for work, but making sure I still got my vacation. I felt a pang of guilt for ever doubting him. So, I agreed. Chloe was ecstatic, and we started planning our Parisian adventure. A few days before our trip, I was packing my suitcase when Theo's phone, which he left on the bed, buzzed. A notification popped up on the screen. It was from a booking website. Curious, I glanced at it. "Your booking confirmation for the royal suite at the Grand Parisian Hotel." My blood ran cold. The Grand Parisian Hotel? That's where Chloe and I were supposed to be staying. Why would he get a confirmation for a suite? My booking was for a standard double room. My hands started to shake as I unlocked his phone. I know I shouldn't have, but I couldn't stop myself. I opened his emails and there it was. Not just a confirmation for the royal suite, but also a flight ticket. To Paris, for the same dates I was going. But the second passenger wasn't me. The name on the ticket was Isabella. Isabella? I didn't know any Isabella. I scrolled through his messages, my heart pounding in my ears. And then I found it. A long chat thread with a contact named Isa. The messages were filled with heart emojis, secret nicknames, and plans. Plans for their romantic getaway to Paris. The entire work conference was a lie. A carefully constructed, elaborate lie. He had planned to send me away with my friend, so he could have his own little honeymoon with his mistress in the same city, probably in the same hotel. The audacity, the sheer disrespect, it took my breath away. He wasn't just cheating. He was orchestrating a farce where I was the main fool. He thought he was so clever, juggling both of us, making me feel grateful while he betrayed me. The pain was sharp, but it quickly morphed into a cold, hard rage. He wanted to play games? Fine, 2 could play this game. I called Chloe and told her everything. After her initial shock and a string of words for Theo that I can't repeat, she said, "Okay, Marina. We're not canceling. We're upgrading." A slow, wicked smile spread across my face. Oh, this was going to be better than I thought. I didn't confront Theo. I played along, acting like the excited wife preparing for her girls' trip. I kissed him goodbye at the airport, my heart a block of ice. "Have a good conference, honey," I said, looking him straight in the eye. "Work hard." He smiled, oblivious. "You too, my love. Have the best time in Paris. You deserve it." The irony was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Chloe and I landed in Paris and went straight to the Grand Parisian Hotel. The plan was in motion. I walked up to the front desk. "Hello," I said with my sweetest smile. "I believe there's a reservation for a royal suite under the name Theo. I'm his wife, Marina. There's been a slight change of plans." He won't be able to make it, but he wants me to have the suite. I showed them my ID and a photo of our wedding. The receptionist, after a quick discreet call, handed me the keycard. Enjoy your stay in the royal suite, madame. Chloe and I high-fived as soon as we were in the elevator. The suite was breathtaking. A huge living room, a 4-poster bed, a jacuzzi, and a balcony with a stunning view of the Eiffel Tower. Champagne was chilling on ice with a note. For my Isa, can't wait to be with you. All my love, T. I popped the cork. To Theo, I toasted with Chloe, the most generous, clueless husband in the world. We spent the next 2 days living in absolute luxury on his dime. We ordered room service, went on a shopping spree with his emergency credit card that he so thoughtfully given me, and took hundreds of pictures, making sure the opulent suite was visible in the background. On the 3rd day, the real fun began. We knew from his text that Theo and Isabella were scheduled to arrive that afternoon. Chloe and I set the stage. We messed up the bed, left some of my clothes lying around, and ordered a huge seafood platter from room service, leaving the remnants on the coffee table. Then, we settled into the cafe across the street from the hotel entrance, with a perfect view. Right on schedule, a taxi pulled up. Out stepped Theo, followed by a woman I assumed was Isabella. They looked cozy, laughing as he pulled their luggage from the trunk. They walked into the hotel, hand in hand. We waited. About 15 minutes later, we saw them storm out of the hotel. Isabella was yelling, her face red with anger. Theo was trying to calm her down, looking utterly panicked and confused. He was on his phone, probably trying to call the front desk, or maybe even me. We watched as their romantic arrival devolved into a public spectacle. Isabella slapped him, hailed a taxi, and sped off, leaving him standing alone on a sidewalk, looking completely defeated. It was the most satisfying moment of my life. I took a sip of my coffee. Checkmate. I let him stew for a few hours before I finally answered his frantic calls. Marina, where are you? What's going on with the hotel? He stammered. I put on my most innocent voice. What are you talking about, Theo? I'm in Paris, remember? You sent me here. Oh, and thanks for the sweet upgrade. It's absolutely gorgeous. How's the conference going? There was a long, dead silence on the other end of the line. I could almost hear the gears in his brain grinding to a halt as the reality of the situation crashed down on him. Marina, I can't explain. Oh, I don't think you can, I said, my voice now as cold as steel. I know everything, Theo. I know about Isabella. I know about your little romantic trip that I was funding. You thought you were so smart, didn't you? Well, Karma's a little smarter. I told him I'd be enjoying the rest of my trip in the suite he booked for his mistress, using the credit card he gave me. I also mentioned that I had contacted my lawyer while sipping his champagne. When I got back, all his things would be packed and waiting for him at his mother's house. I hung up before he could say another word. Returning home felt like a breath of fresh air. The house was quiet, but it was a peaceful quiet, not the tense silence I had grown used to. As promised, his bags were on the doorstep. I spent the next few months rediscovering myself, healing and building a new life. The divorce was messy, but I had all the evidence I needed. Theo lost a lot, not just his money but his reputation. Word got around. He tried to apologize, to win me back, but the trust was shattered beyond repair. Sometimes, when people try to play games with your heart, the best thing you can do is change the rules and win. He thought he was playing chess, but he didn't realize I had already flipped the board. Thank you so much for watching my story. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you are strong and you will get through it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories. See you next time.